What's up, YouTube? Yeah, man. It's here. Nobody new. It's here with another video. Yeah, man. But anyway, I'm in the trenches with it. Whatever you want to say. However you want to put it. It really don't matter though. But my whole purpose of turning on this camera to talk to myself, and everybody else, that are interested, it's all about like if you're interested or not, it's nothing forced. And I know that it's not nothing forced, because there's people out there that might put it as in like, what do you mean it's nothing forced? Like you can't control nothing. I got my own free will. I can do what I want. I can click on any video I want. I can click off any video I want. I can react to any video I want. You're right. That's what I'm saying. That's all I was saying. It just, like the level of sensitivity, of offensiveness in the world now is crazy. But my main topic that I want to speak on is like the jobs nowadays in 2026, and not just the jobs, but the way of going out in public and everyday living in general. You know what I'm saying? Like in every sense, in every aspect to put it. It's getting weird now, bro. Like people are walking around, shopping, working, just everyday conversing or everyday, being amongst each other, and not just, this is not for everybody, not for the people that got their own type of way of thinking or their own type of way of living and showing up, on how they show up, So I was just looking up out the sky, out the window, looking at the plane, It was right here. I'm always staying by the airport. That's a coincidence. But yeah, man, it's getting weird. What I'm meaning by that is, and like to get to the nitty gritty of this video and stop beating around the bush and talking in circles. If I was, my mind is different, so I sometimes feel like I do be talking in circles when I do think I'm making sense, if that makes sense. People are very weird nowadays, bro. Like when you see them out in public, like for example, you working somewhere and the person is a customer, you greet them or whatever, and sometimes they just stare at you, like not even acknowledging the fact that you spoke to them, and not saying that that's matter, or I'm saying that's a major factor in what we call life or living, you know what I'm saying? And not even living. I'm just talking in circles again. That's what I'm talking about. Not making sense. Or thinking I'm making sense, but not making sense. I only saying not making sense because I'm caring about what other people would think, from seeing this, hearing this, interacting with this. But none of that matters though, bro. It just, like I said before, people are weird. They will stare at you when you speak to them. And I could be having the worst morning ever, but I must still go to work like nothing is wrong with me. And what taught me that is something recently, really, to be honest about it. Not nothing that I'm gonna just act like I already been doing or I already had my mindset to live by or choose to exist that way. But no, it was a video I seen recently. It was some prisoners And I reposted this on my page. I reposted this on on YouTube as well. It's in my shorts. If you want to go view it and check it out, feel free to. But you guys, they were speaking about the time that they had in jail. One of them said they had 50 something years. The other one had 60 something years. The other one had like 55 years or something like that. It was 3 guys. And not saying that that's a good thing to do, to be a convict or to go to prison or to break the law, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not one of these people out here that gonna be just speaking like a person that cares about that, or cares about what the law thinks, or cares about what is legal and what's not, and what is right and what's wrong. Not finna play like that, because this video is not about that. What it's about is the people in this world, and asking myself, is they really are people? Because when you look into the eyes, or you look into what you would think the window to the soul, they look like it's nothing there, or either they look lost, or they look like like they're seeking for something on a level of a soul, you know. And it's weird, you know. And like today I spoke to a woman, and it was an older lady, and I'm not going to say her race, because then when people try to jump down my throat about being racist, which that doesn't matter to me, but I don't want to cause that type of conflict or confusion on my channel, or try to get myself any copyrights or community guideline strikes. But the lady walked past me. I spoke. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" I was on my break. She looked at me, stared me down the whole way as she walked past me. Didn't say a word. Like, what is going on with the world? The world is really getting that depressed, and the people is really letting their life and their everyday life get to them so much. I don't care if I turn an old man and I never accomplish anything that I put my mind to. I'm not finna beat the world up or put myself against the world. I'm gonna be mad at myself very, very, very highly and personally amongst myself and my own space and my personal space. That's normal, and that's okay, because I'm amongst myself, and it's the right way to do it, because I'm not doing anything to nobody else, and I'm not putting no energy out on people or projecting or nothing, or showing negativity, or making it worse, or, you know, turning into something violent, you know. And not saying that she would do anything violent towards me, but the fact that a person, just by a person speaking to you, you know, I just got a text message, sorry y'all, but just by a person speaking to you, and you acknowledging it, and you're showing that you're acknowledging it, and you just look at the person like with confusion, and you look at the person not even with confusion, but just with a blank stare. But it made me feel confused. That's why I say it's confusion in it. But then again, I wasn't confused, because I don't know what her life is like. I don't know how her morning went. I don't know what type of day she was having. You know, I don't know who she had to deal with, or what she had to deal with, or how she had to deal with it. So it's cool. It's nothing personal. I'm not going to take it to the point of getting disrespectful with her or doing anything. And what did I do? I didn't do anything. I didn't even stare back. Once I figured that she was just locked eyes on me as she went into wherever she was going, I just let it go. Just let it happen. And just mind my business and continue my break, you know. And it was from there, you know. But I just had to use that as an example to show like how weird the world is getting, man, you know. And like I seen another particular situation today where a person where when you work a job and they go to complaining about it, or, you know, telling on certain managers, or telling on a person, or speaking on something that they feel that's unfair, you know, to them, or inconvenience to them, you know. And it's always those people that you're gonna run into work that are like that, you know. And they was saying about how many new people got hired. And it was saying it like in a sense like they had an issue with it though. Not in that energy of they was appreciative of it, but more of like there was an issue with it. And what I didn't get about that is like, it's not like we taking your spot or, you know, it's not like we taking your spot or anything. It just, I just didn't even get it. I really didn't get it, bro. I was confused. I was mind blown. You know, it was just very confusing for me. I just didn't get that while she was so much on nitpicking on the fact of new people starting. You know, I thought that was a job supposed to do, refurbish employees, especially if old employees been fired or quitted. You know, they supposed to keep that cycle going. And not saying that that matters, because everything is in a matrix, you know, and it's not even about overthinking that no more, because I really don't care about that type of conversation or that trending topic. But I mean, I'm going to be a old person and throw it out there because that's the reality of it. That's what it is. So that's what I'm saying. But yeah, man, that's all I had to say, man. Everyone keep your head up. It's not just, you're not going through the worstest thing. Trust me. It's people out here that they had injuries, and not even injuries, had disorders and different types of disforming situations with their body since birth. And they're in better moods than you and me right now. Happy, smiling, eating, laughing, giggling, playing, showing their energy. The energy is on a whole nother level than ours. More consistent, not scrolling, just posting. You know, they are internet famous. You know, and not saying that that matters, but it matters for them. That's what they did. They did that themselves. You can do it too. I can. I appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all. Nobody knew. Out of the blue. Yeah, man. I'm out.
Warning, too much pain, put some salt on it. You done lost your opponent in this scenery. You was the one that wasn't into me. And the smoke I was storming.